Welcome to Week 17 in the National Football League. And no, I did not lobby to be in studio because of the weather. Commanders don't host the Falcons for another 8+ hours, people. But today could be the day. The Commanders would lock up a playoff berth with a win tonight. They also get in if Tampa Bay loses to Carolina. So time now for the Three Amigos. Who would have thought this would ever happen?
I know, right? In studio all at the same time.
Blessing us with your presence. I love that, man. Look at the great chick. I love that.
I know.
What's wrong with you? you deal with this on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I mean, we got it going on in here.
Yeah, he wanted to be in it. He wanted to be out of it.
Is that what it was?
He was cold last week.
Okay.
He was cold last
I was not cold last week. Anyway, the network went dark. All right, so Springs, look, 13 years in the league for you. You played on 5 playoff teams. Playing in a game that can get you in, they're all talking about it's just one game at a time.
Right.
Next game up. That's some BS, though, isn't it? When it's the game that can get you into playoffs.
It means a lot. This is like a playoff game, but more importantly, you're playing against a team who also, if they win, get into the playoffs. This is going to be a great game, and this is going to be a game where it's on national television. So it means more. I know we say each game is the same, and we go out each week at a time. We try to play our best.
Yeah.
It's a little something.
Right.
It's a little extra. It's a little extra.
Right.
It goes up a notch, and it goes up a notch in the playoffs, and it goes up a notch in a game like this.
Does it go up a notch when you're playing at home with all of those other things on the line? Is that extra? Is it pressure, nervous?
No, it's not pressure or nervous. You want to do it at home because this is your fan base. This is a chance to clinch at home and get into the playoffs. And how great of a feeling would that be for the field, for folks at Northwest Field? That would be awesome.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
Would it?
Yeah, it would be.
I hope so.
Because then this show keeps going. As long as they win, this show keeps going.
Are we doing playoff?
Could we get to travel?
No, there's no travel.
You could. Okay. I mean, you can talk to some people. I know some people. Look, Springs is here for the duration. Let's get to it here. So a win and the Burgundy and Gold clinched their 6th playoff berth since 2000. Also lock up their first, winning season of 11 or more wins since 1991. But like we just talked about, Dan Quinn confirming he's not treating this game with any more importance, but he knows it's there.
I don't have my head in the sand, so I know that's out there. But we really stay true to our process, Chick. And we just had said we had to tell the truth. We have some specific things that we need to get better at. And so to think I would look ahead past anything other than just this Sunday night, Atlanta, like we're just kind of all in on that. So I don't try to play the what-if games because I just don't have the headspace for it.
But what if, Coach? Dan Quinn saying all the right things. You can watch my weekly conversations, the exclusives with the head coach, anytime streaming on WUSA 9+.
Keys to the Game is sponsored by your Washington area Toyota dealers.
All right, time to get out those keys to the game. Sean, we're looking ahead to tonight's game against the Falcons. 3 keys to a Commanders victory. Your first one.
Our first one is no turnovers. That may seem a little obvious, but we had a lot of turnovers last week. After 5 last week, but. And part of that is we stayed aggressive, but you also turned the ball over. So now we want to stay aggressive without turning the ball over because we're going to have to score points to beat the Falcons tonight.
Right. And Michael Penix, a rookie, is starting at quarterback. A lot of times you think in your head, rookie, it should be easy. But then again, you never know with a rookie quarterback because, there's not a lot of film on him. There's all kind of issues that could pop up there.
But when you look at the rookies, some of the rookies that came in this league, Michael Penix has played a lot of games in college. I think it was over 60 games.
Yeah.
So this guy has experience. It wasn't like he played 1 year and he was one and done.
Right.
It was more so that he had some experience. So the Falcons organization felt comfortable enough to put him in. And Chick, we talked about it before. He has a live arm.
Yeah.
He has a live arm.
Big time.
He does little subtle movements, and his understanding of the game is good enough to beat you. You have to get after him. So today, you have to get after Michael Penix.
Right. Started out at Indiana, then went over to the University of Washington. So he's a very grown young man.
He throws a skinny ball.
A skinny
ball.
It is a skinny ball.
Right.
Okay.
For DBs, as you
That
know.
means it's tight. It's on a rope. It's like a laser.
Right.
But we like
Your
to say
third one.
a
Real
laser.
quick. Your laser. Third one.
My third one is we can't have a letdown after a big game. I see it so often. I've been a part of the teams where we come off a big win against the Eagles. 5 turnovers we won. It was emotional. Come into Atlanta, you cannot lose sight. This team is trying to make the playoffs, and we can't have a letdown tonight. So you got to play. And I know Coach Quinn talked about being even. You have to, the whole team has to play like that.
Right.
Benjamin St. Just, yes, listen, he throws a skinny ball. Because there's no Marshawn Lattimore. He's out with a hammy, so BSJ is going to be in there. Also, Jonathan Allen, most likely active, which is unbelievable after the partial tear in the pectoral. This is why I don't have pecs.
Oh, is that why?
So you can't tear them.
You don't have to worry about
I
it.
don't got to
They're
worry
not
about
there.
it. This is
You
why
know what? I like that. I
will
like that
be.
philosophy.
I'll be here every game. Look, everybody is saying all the right things about not looking past tonight's game, but with a chance to secure a playoff spot, most wins in a season since 1991, they are embracing the opportunity.
It's definitely exciting to be playing meaningful football at this time of year because everybody's is not. So for us to be able to put things together and have a chance to put ourselves in the playoffs is why we work so hard.
Just to be able to have the opportunity to go out there, play meaningful football in December, this is why you grind so hard in the offseason. This is why you have hard training camps. It's for moments like this, and so we're excited for it.
Now, you just heard from a couple of the Commanders' veterans. Up next, the rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels is growing into his leadership role that was not given, but earned.
Kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
The Commanders are led this season by the rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels. Maybe you've heard of him. I'm not sure. If you haven't, then where you been? Daniels is the top candidate for NFL Rookie of the Year. As they say, the tape don't lie. He's won Rookie of the Week a record 10 times. Now, there were a ton of expectations on the number 2 overall pick in last spring's draft, but Jayden Daniels wasn't handed the leadership role. He earned it.
If you do it beforehand, it's not authentic. If you anoint somebody as a leader and they're not, it's bull. And so the players know that. These guys have been bull their whole life as great players coming up, and so they see through it way faster than anybody else. So if I had done that to them, they said, man, you're not real. And so I wanted to make sure that I stay consistent with that too. And so, but I also don't want to not allow him to fully develop into a leader. He is now.
You just come in and you just, kind of just be yourself, and that's how I do. That's how I take my approaches and go out there and being myself. I don't have to be nobody else who I'm not. And I mean, DQ tells me that all the time. It's like, hey, just being you, that's gonna be enough.
Look, I know the prior regime. The prior regime, your boy CP, Clinton Portis would go into the owner's office,
Right.
A little sip, right? And teammates were like, what's going on here? To hear DQ say, I'm not giving him anything, and if I did it, the rest of the team would go, well, Coach, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's a huge way to set the tone for this team.
Yeah, and he earned it right. And it feels, when you're over at the facility, it feels natural. Like, I know we were talking about it like Jayden is a leader, but when you see his presence, the way he walks around and just being himself, is just a good person.
Right.
It comes across, and you see the way the guys love him, you see the way he's respected. And I love that coach, like he's a dude. He's one of the guys. He understands the locker room. Like, dude, I can't give it to you. You got to earn it.
Right.
And that's what I love about DQ, and I think that's why all the guys just respect him.
Yeah, and in addition to all the accolades from a statistical standpoint, with the over 700 rushing yards, over 3,000 passing yards, the 22 touchdowns, and he's been phenomenal. He's clutch. When we were out at training camp, Chick, and we were watching this guy, just watching him at those press conferences, the post-workout press conferences, and how his demeanor was just different. You can see this guy's special. There's something about him that's special where people gravitate toward him. Like you said, Sean, they like him and they listen to him. And he doesn't have to be out there with the false bravado. He's just being himself. And I think that goes a long way when it comes to being a leader of this football team.
For sure it does, because you're humble, right?
Yeah,
you know, when you talk about CP, a few times I wanted to beat him up on the bus, but y'all didn't hear that. But you love to have your quarterback who's the hardest worker, and you hear people talk about the first in the building, the last in the league.
Yeah.
He is that guy.
Right.
He's himself, and he's just great. And we talk about 10 weeks, a record of 10 weeks of being rookie of the week.
Yeah.
Now, we thought C.J. Stroud had an amazing season last year for the Texans.
Right.
And he did. But the Jays' numbers are incredible.
Right.
Like this, what this kid is doing, and the way he's continued to be composed and stay humble while receiving all those accolades is amazing.
Right. And we've seen the last couple of weeks, by the way, 2 really good slides.
Oh, yeah.
Really good slides.
Right.
So he's listening to everybody saying, look, you need to protect yourself a little bit. Because if he's not around, Marcus Mariota is decent, but he ain't Jayden Daniels.
Right. You're right.
Okay.
And let's not forget about those touchdown celebration dance moves, too.
Yeah, can you do them?
Oh, no, absolutely.
No,
I got a
okay,
back.
of course you can.
I hurt my
Of course
back the other day playing golf.
Let's buy or sell.
Buying or Selling is sponsored by Coons Automotive.
All right, it's that part of the show where we're asking you for your input. Each week we give you a game day prediction. You have to decide whether you're buying or selling. And this week we're saying the Commanders defense will hold Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback for the Falcons, under 275 yards. All right, Chick, we're going to get to you in a minute, but we're going to let Sean go first. Buying or selling?
He looks confused. You look confused.
I'm very confused because Chick made me nervous talking about, Lattimore. Lattimore is out.
Right.
If the people haven't seen this kid Penix and some of the talent he has around, I think he's going to be forced to throw the ball to win a game. So I think he may throw around 275 or more because we're going to stack the box and stop Bijan Robinson.
Okay, all right. Chick, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, that's, am I getting mine now?
You're getting yours now, baby.
This is so different being in the studio. I am selling. I think he gets over 275 as well.
Yeah.
I think he does.
That's a lot of throwing.
They're going to have to throw to beat it.
They got to throw, yeah.
Yeah, well, they got to stop the run. They got to stop the run. And again, with no Lattimore, Benjamin St. Juste, we laughed about it, but he's a guy, I don't think he lacks confidence.
Right.
But there are moments you just go, what are you doing? He came in the game last week and got a little bit of time and had 2 penalties.
And the Eagles are talented on the outside, man.
Right.
Drake London is a beast, bro.
Right.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
So I'm selling.
Okay.
By the way, there's still time for you to weigh in. Text the word buying or selling to 202-895-5599, and we'll share how you voted later on in the show. I'm going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, a 2-time Pro Bowler could return after missing 9 games. I think he wanted to come back to the party.